Hello, hello, well-being and worth family. It is day 25. Welcome to the 53 days of wise woman wisdom. We are back, and this is a long one because, well, not quite a rant, but it's long. So I'm telling you in advance, this is a long post because uh, yeah, telling you in advance. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day up until this video. This freedom definition and plumbing the depths of what this means to me has been kind of cathartic and really made me reframe and revisit a lot of different things. And I I want to focus today on the freedom I talked about 2 days ago, which is the right to choose what we want to do. The freedom to be whatever we want to be is really how I see this particular freedom. And I really had to sit back and I realized that this freedom, the way I've been defining it, is very particular through the lens of a cisgender woman. Um, as a cisgender woman, there are many benefits and in this identity and in this knowing it is fully recognized out in the world, et cetera, et cetera. And in that recognition, there's a lot of blind spots. So I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm really cognizant that I'm looking through this cis woman lens when I share today's perspective and meditation. And so I just want to point out that I'm aware. So with all of these caveats, my cisgender sisters, I want to say we have been sold a harmful hallucination of what ideal femininity and its accompanying duties and responsibilities are. And in fact, it's truly overwhelming or difficult to excel and master or meet this ideal. And I get angry. I'm a little fired up if you haven't noticed. Uh, we, because of this vaulted, I call it hallucination, but this vaulted ideal of what it is to be this, ideal cisgender woman, we are not really set up to succeed or feel good about ourselves because instead we're always, I feel like, reminded of how much we're lacking if and when we don't do it all or we can't balance it all. If you look at our media, I could go on a long ass rant. Ooh, I said that about this because there are 100 ways to illustrate the microaggressions we endure as cisgender women. But today, I want to discuss one that's really pivotal to my evolution as a cis woman. So, I grew up in the 90s and we were told, get good jobs, go out and have a badass career, build a beautiful family, and then live this American dream, right? Then the reality sets in about having a badass career. It takes serious hours, time, and commitment to, and it's not necessarily conducive to having a family, right? If you have a family and you're committed to your family, it's measured in how much time you invest in your children or your home or the things that go with building a beautiful and loving and warm home. But what's not discussed is how society at large reflects back at us if we have one or the other. Somehow we are lacking because we didn't combine them ideally together. I uh, I don't know if this has peeved you at any point in your evolution as a cis woman, but it has peeved me immensely. And I am not sure that I'll ever have, I'm going to say, a pat solution to this reflection, other than by creating awareness of the impossibility of what is put out there. Only can women really choose with all of their heart and well-being invested wisely, right? I want you to let it sink in and really think about all the different ways you've had to make things work. And what were the consequences of making things work? So, you know, my personal story is when I was working as a, snap to it, all around town, uh, audio engineer and producer for NPR, parenting was not really initially on my radar because of the level of work I was doing and the travel. And I wasn't really thinking that, oh, I'm going to go and have a family right away. I figured I'd get to birth in those babies later, you know. It was my doctor who leaned on me. He said, Andrea, if you're thinking about this, but remember, I'm living up to the ideal of, well, I'm going to have a career and I can have a family. I can have it all, right? He says, well, you better snap to it because the longer you wait, the harder it might be. And so I slid in there and got the first one in before 30, but the second one was harder to have. Anywho, you know, everything was great. I had au pairs, I had babysitters, I had all kinds of people helping me realize and manifest that balance of having it all. I'm lucky, I was fortunate, I could do all of that. It wasn't until I had to contend with the care and development of baby number two. You know, she wasn't just the add water and grow kind of kid, plus all of the people that would help me make that go kid. Like I had to be there. I decided, well, I realized through different interactions that I needed to be there in the first person to interact with her support team and not the babysitter. It couldn't be the babysitter. It had to be me. So that meant I made that decision in that moment, you know, boom, I'm going to go handle my situation, which was the care and management of my daughter. And then in the midst of that care management of this child, I did the now unimaginable thing. I forgot about me and my heart's desires. That's a really painful thing to say out loud. But because I can say it out loud now, I know what it was to suppress that too. And that's my meditation slash admonition to you and everyone who's listening today. Because in that squelching of that heart's desire, I created quite a mess for myself to clear up and to rectify later on down the line. So in many ways, this 53 days of wise woman wisdom is fueled with all the stuff I learned on the way back to my own agency, my own well-being, and my happiness. And I hope you can glean some insights from my journey to back to my truest sense of self. So the learning from this episode, what I want to impart is everything has a prize or a price. And, you know, when we assess a situation, we're ultimately weighing two things. We're either, what will I get in the case of my daughter? What will I get when I quit my job and tend to my daughter? And what will it cost me to quit my job? Those are the two questions I asked because I didn't know yet that I had to weigh a little bit more stuff. When she was a baby full of untapped potential, the choice was easy, I thought, you know. I wanted a high-functioning daughter who could grow up to be a productive and independent member of society, especially as a woman. I wanted her to be able to have all the tools she could possibly acquire and have so that she could be out here in these streets living her best life. And really no price was too high if it produced this really coveted income that I wanted for her and for me as a family, like, because we wouldn't always be here. We wouldn't always be available to take care of her. What I didn't consciously choose to protect was my well-being. That's why well-being and worth means a lot to me. I suffered from the stress of managing it all. It allowed my weak spots, my internal weak spots, you know, my genetic weak spots to get weaker and erode and eat at my vitality and like core energy. Collateral damage, unintended consequences, whatever you want to call it, right? The plan, my plan, did not account for me, the provider. And for the moms listening out there, stop, assess, and account for the provider. That's you. If you, the provider, falls apart, how will that work out for your family? How will that work out for whomever you're supporting? So yes, we as women have lots of freedom to choose what we want to do. And God bless us that most of you, if you're listening in North America, we have so many. And in the wisdom of having so many, in that abundance of so much, so many, it's our job also to choose our well-being so we can thrive truly in all the facets of being that woman who's out there working to have it all. So yeah, freedom means a lot, but so does your well-being. If you liked this meditation, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please, please, please. I'm getting there. I'm 20% of the way to the goal of getting my 100 subscribers so that I can rename my channel, because it's really hard right now to do it because I don't have enough subscribers. So please like and subscribe this post or the whole thing so I can keep moving on up. I really appreciate it, and it can help me bring more things to you. And then if you want to check out what's going on Facebook, follow me on Facebook too. I would love to have you, or join my Facebook group where I actually do more coaching and more in that wellness, and of course you can tell that well-being arena. So thank you guys for listening. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Hope it wasn't a Debbie Downer. But as always, choose your best version of you. It's the only way to go. All right, ciao, ciao for now. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend and day. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm talking about yet, but oh, actually I do. It's a funny one. So stay tuned for, yeah, it's going to be cute. I got an inspiration from a fellow mom this evening. So with that, ciao for now.